Hi, I'm Seamless, and this is a continuation of the live stream where I am trying to make Hardstyle. And so far, all I got is this. Let's work on that a little bit. Did a little bit of research just for a second. I have a plan, and actually I think using pluck to do this will be kind of interesting. So for those of you who aren't familiar with what pluck does, what the pluck does is this graph I'm using right now is the function of the graph is the x-axis is harmonic and the y-axis is the amount of time the harmonic has to decay. So maximum value means it takes a long time for it to decay. You can see a whole bunch of them are like whatever. And the smaller values mean that they decay faster. Hence this big old hole that shows up in the harmonics is being determined by this big old hole here. So I'm going to use that to try and shape the kind of mid-rangey tone. Let's see how that works out. Do I want to go backwards? That actually kind of works out. I gotta control the speed of how that works out. I like that crunchy kind of saw wavy thing too much to get rid of it. For those of the people, I mean, on YouTube you didn't watch me do this, but people who were in the stream in the middle of the break saw what I was trying to shoot for, and they are now well informed of the idea that I am not getting that with what I'm doing right now. But you can see the similarities between the two, and obviously, like I'm not as good at making hardstyle kicks as I initially thought that I would be. But I'm kind of into this idea. I'm gonna leave it alone for a bit though, and I'm gonna try and do the next bit of what I understand to be a hardstyle track, which is the kind of euphoric trancey stuff. And I actually do have a melody and a progression in mind. I actually heard it a whole bunch in my brain when I was sleeping last night, so maybe this won't be stupid. Because how often are dreams stupid? The answer to that question, that was a rhetorical question. I'm gonna have to, like, I actually spent all this time I spent listening to Hardstyle. I was basically focusing entirely on the kick. And so this means that I actually need to go back and do this again and instead pay attention to things like the tempo and the mixing and all of that stuff, because I did it the first time around and I don't even really know what I'm going to be doing. Actually, this is going to be a patcher. So here's a fun layering. Here's a fun layering thing to do in when you're doing supersaws. Actually, this is actually the most basic idea of layering. Like normal supersaws, it's already itself a layer just because of the idea you're layering a bunch of saws. But when you're doing two of these, a smart layer is to have basically the same idea, only have one be less pitch. So like this one, less pitch, more pitch, less pitch, and just have one that has more pitch and one that has less pitch. So you're getting kind of the best of both worlds when you do that. I'm gonna dial that in a bit, but I just need to have a sound so I can scratch a line out. That sounded like I was doing drugs. That's not what I meant to say, but you know what I mean. All right, so I guess I'm in F sharp. 150, I guess. That sounds right. I think. Actually, I think that's it. Oh yeah, and I am in third step. All right, I'm already there. Okay, I think I'm doing this right. Sure. And then beneath that, this is like the most super basic. I could have sworn the notes looked different once upon a time. Like I did the rounded thing, but it's not rounded enough. Like it's still kind of squarey. I mean that looks kind of right, but whatever. This is F. So. Alright, so most basic progression in the universe. Not what I wanted to do, but that was sort of an interesting. I could just do the most basic progression, like literally. Yeah, it's a little too stupid though. I kind of like the 164. And if I really felt like I could do the switch between the 4 and the 5, like I just did there, for a variation. And then get all neoclassical up in there for a second. Maybe not. It sounds like I'm making a shitty version of Requiem for a Dream. I mean, the progression. Yeah. How long, like the little tail here is what's causing that. I may take advantage of that at some point, but that's kind of what I want to do now. Let's see what the chat's saying. Tons of reverb needed. How about I just don't? What is happening in the chat right now? Keep the melody from something from this millennium. I kind of get your joke there, but this isn't exactly like a literal classical melody. I will say this: a lot of the hardstyle I was listening to did have very interesting, like, theoretical design, like music theory, and that ran. Like, the melodies and the progressions were very deep, not unlike the trance counterparts, which has always been true about trance. And much like the kick, it's not something I'm super good at doing, but I'll have a much easier time figuring this out than I will other stuff, the actual sound design. Just because I just need to go listen to the hardstyle and actually pay attention to what it's doing. Like that's mostly how I whenever anyone asks me ever, like, how do I do a particular genre? Like, how do I get from, like, this track that I'm doing to what I'm trying to do? And it's mostly just go listen to the track you're trying to do and actually pay attention to what's happening. Because chances are, like, you're not used to, if you're new to producing especially, you're not used to analytically listening to something. You're used to listening to it recreationally, which is not the same thing. And you're trying to make stuff from memory instead of from, like, knowledge. I think I will actually not use that, though. Let's put this here. Wrong note. Still the wrong note. Oh my god, that's just so generic. I can't handle it. I can't handle. That's not better. I'm just gonna stick with what I'm doing. Neat. Well, let's try to actually make this sound like something not stupid. In terms of the actual sound. I'm going to have a low one and a high one. Tell you what, though, it's catchy. So this is going to require your typical sort of super solid plucky stuff. I'm kind of annoyed just in general, but the sure. I'm going to activate this guy. I'm going to activate this guy. There's reasons for that. Didn't mean to do that, but whatever, it's fine. Alright. So we have X can be filter, and Y can be envelope. So the purpose of the enveloping is that we have the filter. I did that backwards. Okay, no I didn't, but alright, yeah. So the purpose of the enveloping is that by default it's up here at 100%. The envelope in Harmor is 100% to negative 100%, which means that at 100% it's the direction that I intended, and then at negative 100% it's the opposite. And then at 0 it's nothing. So in the trance songs and the things that do like the trance stuff, when you hear the automation of the pluck into the full-blown super version, you're automating not just the filter, but you're also automating the envelope's effect on the filter. So you have the filter at full-blown ultra open, and then you have no filter. So that's the purpose of that automation, is doing that. will, however, come in here and do one thing. I don't know how chordy I want to get with the lead, though. Not very, seems to be the answer. I don't know why I cloned that one, and I will do with my own clone here. And this is going to be the low. The low, low, low. I want to do... I don't know if I want to go that low. Yeah, minor. And then... 6. 1, 5, 3. And then the 4. 1, 5, 3. 3, 3, 3. Well, that was wrong. It should have been wrong. Oh, it's not. There it is. It's too bassy. Probably not going to work. I'll find a way to make that work, but first let's try. Let's design the automation here that's supposed to make this work. Is it this one? That's not the other one. All right. So let's see here. We have X and Y on the top, and X and Y on the bottom. Yeah, to make this make sense, let's do this, just so visually we know what the hell we're doing. Oh my god, organization! Alright, so that's a bit much. I come up with a better progression for this whole thing. Like I'll change up the lead line, but like whatever will work for this lead line will work with whatever changes I end up doing to it. So I'm not too worried about that. I wonder what would happen if I went to the 2. Probably nothing good. Sure, why not? It's kind of weird that works because that's the major 7. That's not what I want, but it sounds kind of weird for that to stay there that way. Like that's not like I'm pretty sure that's. That's what that's supposed to be, but again, that's the major 7. I'm not totally sure it'll work, but it might work because I don't think I do the 7 at that point. Yeah, that was stupid. But I'm not sure this will be better, though. See, if I want to get real clever, I can do that. I'm really not trying to do neoclassical stuff. I'm really not. But that seems to be what's coming out. And that's a little weird. Maybe I should open with that. Open with something like that. I don't know if I want to do that. There's just so much I don't know about what I'm doing, which is a little astounding because I really thought I did. Kind of funny that works as well as it does. Like, it doesn't work perfectly, but it's not as bad as I thought it'd be because that's essentially this interval just inverted. It kind of lines up with that. So that worked pretty spectacularly. This, however, did not. Works? Does the B work? I guess it does because that's the 5. Let's see what the chat says. SeamlessR. Oh god. Seamless Q. The Headhunter's voice. Oh boy. So I actually was like, I probably am gonna do some kind of some voice thing. And it's going to be difficult because the closest thing I've ever gotten to something like that was the voice that I did in my Killer Instinct remix, which, just for reference, let me go find that. Okay, for a second I thought I was on the black screen the entire time. I'm a little sad that the chat's not showing up in the XSplit. Okay, there it is. Dear God. Okay, maybe I won't show that, but if you're not familiar with it, just go to my channel and search Killer Instinct. You'll find me doing a remix for a Killer Instinct track. It's actually an official remix. It's on the soundtrack and everything. And I did some stuff to my voice that kind of sort of sound like that. And I did look into that voice once upon a time, and Headhunters was doing it. He was doing an interview about the voice. And he was saying about there wasn't a lot of processing on the voice. That the dude that he got to sing, to say the stuff, like on Dragonborn, he just sounds like that for the most part. And I believe that because there are some people who sound freaking scary, and it just wouldn't take a lot. I mean, obviously there's a little bit, there's distortion and compression and EQing and that kind of thing. But as far as like the actual tone of the voice, that's just what his voice sounded like. I can't do that. I will have to require some processing, but that's very fascinating, just to consider that. I mentioned Dragonborn. Dragonborn is an important Hardstyle track for me because that was one of the first ones I ever heard. And it's one of the reasons why I have the problem I have with Hardstyle, because I didn't really understand Hardstyle. I kind of still don't, but I even less so back then, to the point where I didn't really know what I was listening to. And that track has so much cool shit going on. It has so much cool shit. The intro, everything about it was just really good. And the thing is, though, is that because I didn't really get the style, I didn't really understand the sound design, I spent the entire track waiting for it to drop because I didn't know that it had already dropped. Like, the whole thing just seemed like a gigantic intro. It didn't help that the arrangement was pretty weird because it's it's the song. Now it's the score from Skyrim, and now it's the song again. And like, it jumped around and did a whole bunch of weird stuff, so I didn't really get what was happening. But like, the stuff that kept happening, because it's such cool sound design, it's such a cool intro, and it like hyped me up so hard, and then I didn't get what was coming. I didn't understand what was coming, and then when it came, I didn't know that I did. And that's primarily why. I mean, I feel the same way about Big Room House. It's just that even for Big Room House, I knew immediately where the drop was. I just didn't like the drop. I think Big Room House is a way stupider genre than Hardstyle. It's just like, that's what happened when I listened to that song. I'm gonna need to listen to some super saws too for the style to nail this, because I'm not like sound design wise right now. All right, we're back. This will have been an actually edited video, which I really hate video editing, but I do it for you. I also really hate it when XSplit dies, but that's not something I have control over, apparently. So people who are watching on YouTube, I actually want to point out that a guy, while I was playing, like while I was making the song, he took my progression, like because you can see the melody, the MIDI, and just made his own version of my song that I muted. So, there you go. There was that. This is this guy, Megasphere. Go follow his shit because that was cool. That's all I wanted to say about that. Hope that worked. I had just no clue. Oops, I opened up Skype for no reason. Not what I wanted to do. No. I'm on top of things today. I'm missing a layer in the high. I think I'll make a clone for this. Is this the same? Yeah. What? Control. There we go. Now just does this guy. Okay, I guess I was just playing that higher. Probably should have known. Not linked to anything. Let's just link you to the leads. So it's this dude's. My hardstyle kick. I'm still kind of into that. I know it's not like the super pro kick. I know that. That's fine. I think it'll work. The other thing that I wanted to try, I honestly at the moment, because I like I said in the previous part, I spent all my time trying to figure out how to do a kick. I did not spend any time whatsoever trying to figure out how to do. Actually, I don't need these anymore, do I? How to do the really high frequency, like super crazy effect leads, and I want to figure out how to do some of those. I should probably save this project. Let's call this 150. 527 15 stream hardstyle. That's the tempo, the date, the year, and the genre. Let's check the chat, make sure I'm not dying. Animals. Oh, Frontliner's apparently streaming. He's a hardstyle dude. Somebody mentioned him. I don't think I actually listened. I might have listened to something he'd done in a mix, but I think I might check it out when I'm done. What am I doing? Is he the guy that did like the 2-hour kick tutorial? Huh. Yeah, super leads. Okay. I call them super leads, but they're not really leads. They're just basically effects. Just the way that I see them used. I see them used, and like my immediate assumption on what they are is an application of FM synthesis. I could be totally wrong about that, but we're about to find out. Actual default. Actually, I could do a cool trick. So this is actually something I talked about in a How to Bass a long time ago, and something I was trying to do earlier with using this kind of stuff. I didn't quite seem to do it. I'm just push it really hard and then do some FM stuff and see what happens. not too loud because I know this is gonna get. Mess around with hard sync. I really just haven't the slightest idea. Like, I know that some of this is going to involve some volume automation, because when you change volume before distortion, it alters the profile. Like what I was doing with the pre-gain. That's what that was. I mean, that's obviously not what's happening. That's kind of cool. So like that amount of volume, just kind of just do that so I can. That's not what I wanted to do. Mod Y is what I wanted. This doesn't need to do anything. That actually kind of works. How? I'm kind of into that. I'm actually in F sharp. I don't know how quiet that is to you guys. Let's try some Valerim. But that's not enough. Of course, if I distort this, that would be devastating. I'm gonna do it though. Whoa. That's starting to be something. I don't want that bass though. This is supposed to be a lead after all. Alright, this is me checking the chat to make sure the stream's not dead. Is Wave Shaper the path to success? In most cases, yeah. I mean, as far as distortions goes, it's my favorite distortion. Which, given my disclaimer earlier that I don't really know a lot about distortion, might not mean anything. But... got like a chord to it, which will happen because of the hard sync. I can modulate that with it. That could be interesting. And then another fucking hollow room, because why not? Let's try doing that thing. So that's volume and that's FM. And this is that guy. So that means I want controllers 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. 1 could be volume. 2 can be FM, and 3 can be this thing. So FM and this thing are what I want to control. So X can be the volume control, and then Y can be FM and the high pass. Good God, that's loud. I turned that way the hell up after I forgot to turn it up one time and I didn't hear my alarm go off, and so I was 5 hours late to my stream. So that's why it's loud. Yeah. Activate. Surface. Knob. Knob 1 can be X. Knob 2 could be Y. I think I do want to go with the grain there. Having fun with that. Okay, so to recap, we've got this. Wow, I forgot how low I am. So far, it's the kick. We've got this kind of progressive thing. And now I've got this weird effect that I apparently can only play on super low notes. So far, I guess it's a good start. Yeah, so I'll pick this up again on Monday. And my actual schedule is supposed to be Mondays and Wednesdays at 2 p.m. EDT, which is -4 GMT. And I have failed miserably at keeping that up with the last couple of days. The last one, let's see, yesterday I missed because I overslept. The days before that I missed because I have a new computer and I was having problems, and I am apparently still having problems. And that's weird, but I do actually kind of want to keep doing this. Sample Rick Astley for his track. Man. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to call this a day. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and all that good stuff. And if you have any questions about this, let me know. And as usual, have a nice day.